Hi. Hope this was. I have a poetry book. It's called The Many Shades of Flowers. And it's 40 love poems, 40 love poems. And it's $1. It's $1. The link is in the description if you want to check that out. I really appreciate anyone who checks that out. I really appreciate anyone who checks that out. Thank you. Leave me 5 stars as well. I really appreciate it. Guys, please leave me a 5-star review. And then I have a channel membership as well. It's $2. And I get extra videos and the badges and highlighted comments and stuff. I'm gonna do a positive affirmations video. Right now I've got 2 videos up already. One is like a regular long video and the one is a shorts. I'm going to film a positive affirmations video. Maybe I'll do it today, let's see. Maybe I'll get started today and finish it tomorrow. But I'll share that when that's time. Great way to support me. Great way. It's a great way to support me. Okay. Videos have started rolling out for the new Google Pixel phone, which I'm very excited about. I always just love watching those videos and learning about those phones. Google has great phones. I always love the designs and the cool software features and stuff like that, so I'm very excited. Yeah, back in the day before they had their own phones, they would outsource the building of their phones to other companies, so they would call it the Google Nexus. But then different phone brands would make it. So HTC would make it. I think Motorola made a Google phone at some point. I think Motorola made the Google Nexus 6. Where's my other phone? I can just confirm that. I can just confirm that. Google Nexus 6 images. Yep, Google Nexus 6. It was such a fire phone to me at the time. I was like, wow, this is amazing. I really wanted it, man. What year did this come out? 2014. It was announced 2014. Released 2014. Guys, that was 2014? What? Was that 2014? That's crazy, man. I didn't know it was that far back. I thought it was like maybe 2016 or something. Anyway. But yeah, then Google actually started making their own phones. They stopped outsourcing that, and the Google Pixel was born. And yeah, I've been a fan of the Pixel phones as well. Man, I was a huge smartphone nerd in high school. Huge. I was so obsessed with smartphones. I'd watch so many reviews, and it was such an exciting time. these days smartphones have become a kind of generic. Like a lot of these brands just copy each other now. So it's not as interesting as it was back in the day, a couple years ago. Oh my God, guys! Motorola was on fire from like 2014 to 2017. That 4 year stretch, they were on fire. The Moto X. Let me tell you about the Moto X. It was such an interesting phone because there was the Moto Maker site. You could customize your phone, and so you let's say you want to get a Moto X, you'd go on the website, and they'll give you the Moto Maker suite. It was like the software tool suite that would allow you to design various aspects of your phone. You could like design little button accents, so your buttons on the side of the phone will be different color, and the rail around your phone, the middle rail on your phone, you could make that a color, and then the back of the phone, you could make that different color. You can even have different textures. They had the very popular bamboo option. Like you could have like a bamboo back for your phone, and that was cool. I don't think it was actual bamboo, but it looked like bamboo, and it was like this soft touch material. And yeah, people had also different designs, right? You could have different color options and have contrast and accents and so on and so forth. It was so cool. And they had that for a couple of generations, and eventually they discontinued it. And Motorola really was on fire. I don't know why they were so unique. It was so unique, and then they kind of dropped the ball. They kind of started copying everyone else, and the brand went downhill from there. So after 2017, I think it wasn't really the same. I actually had a Motorola. I had a Moto G, which was like a budget phone. It was just cool owning a Motorola phone, but it wasn't nearly as cool as the Moto X. But I was the only kid in my school who had a Motorola phone. It was so like weird. Like Motorola still makes phones. What? I was one of those guys who had those phones. I also had an Asus phone. Asus Zenfone 2, I believe. People didn't even know Asus made phones back then. It was a cool phone. Yeah, Asus is still making phones, and they've got the ROG phone, which is like a gaming phone, but it's very good. It's a very high quality phone, and then they still make the Zen phones as well. They actually had one that came out a year or two ago that's very, very popular. It's like very compact. It was relatively small, which people were pleasantly surprised by because small phones are hard to come by these days. So some people with small hands like small phones. So but yeah, it was a very nice time in smartphone history. These days, Like, let me show you my other phone. I got this it might be like a month or two ago at this point. I bought this I don't know when I bought this at this point, but like this, look at this. This is like, you can clearly see like the copying the iPhone type vibe, gloss back. Not exactly the same camera system, but harkens back to like the iPhone X when it came out, and the flat sides with the middle. It's very similar to like the iPhone design. It's a great phone, but I wish more brands were trying different things. All these brands have started copying each other, which is unfortunate. But yeah, the Google Pixel is actually one of those brands. I mean, one of those phones that is genuinely like different from everyone else. If you just look at the Google Pixel design, you'll see what I'm talking about. Google Pixel 9 is the new one. If you just look at it, you'll be like, oh yeah, this is very different to all these other phones. I'm very excited about that. I don't really get excited about phones these days, but you know, I get excited about Google Pixel phones because they're always different, man. They're always different. And like when Asus releases his own phone, I get excited about that because I know that's going to be different as well. When they release their ROG phone, nothing that there's a brand called Nothing, phone company called Nothing. They release phones. They look a lot like iPhones, to be honest, but you know, the software features are very unique. And they do have like a unique back lighting system. Like they have these LED lights on their back that, yeah, you have to see it. You have to just watch a Nothing phone review and you'll see what I mean. It's very interesting phone. It's very interesting. Very interesting phone. I think about the quote-unquote Android versus iPhone debate. And again, you know, I've said this in the past, but Android is not a phone brand, so you can't say Android versus iPhone because one is an operating system and the other one is a phone. So it would be accurate to say Samsung versus iPhone, but not Android versus iPhone. But anyway, there's this perception of Android. Like Android is like, you're poor if you own an iPhone. I mean, an Android phone, something like that. Which is just not true because it's an operating system. And different phone brands price their phones differently. So the operating system isn't going to determine the price of the phone. So Samsung phones, for example, the high-end phones are very expensive. Like your S24s. The price pretty much the same as, let me Google it, as the iPhones. So if you say Samsung S24, so just the base model S24, you're gonna get, that's gonna knock you, say in South Africa, that's 17,000 rand. So if you say S24 Ultra, how much is that? $35,000 rand. That's ridiculous, bro. Jeez Louise. Preposterous. So then if it's, what's the new iPhone? I don't even know what iPhone they're on right now. iPhone 15 Pro Max, that's the highest end one, I guess. 40,000 rand. Whoa. Well, that's like the 1 terabyte version, I guess. There's one for 31,000 rand I'm seeing here. How do you have a 9,000 rand difference between? Surely you're not paying 9,000 rand extra just for space. That would be insane. Yeah, I'm seeing different prices here. So that's confusing. I'm seeing some saying 28,000, some saying 31,000, some saying 40,000. I don't know what's going on there. But anyway, Android phones are very expensive to like the high-end ones. So Samsung, like they have low-budget options, mid-budget options, high-budget options. My phone is like mid-budget, but it's actually, it's great because you get a lot for what you pay for. It's priced in the mid-budget range, but so I paid how much? I think I'm forgetting how much I paid. I think I paid like 11,000 for this phone. So Galaxy, man, what? Galaxy A55. So you can get it for 9.5 right now on special. Yeah. I remember I went to get it at the store at the mall and they were saying 13. So, you know, depending on where you get it, you'll pay different prices. But if you buy it online, you should be able to get it for like 10,000 rand, which is, I don't know, but things are priced cheaper in the US. We pay more here, so it might be cheaper in the US. So if you just convert that to dollars, it still won't be an accurate representation of what you'd pay in the US, because it'll probably be slightly cheaper in the US, I think. But if you were to convert it directly, it'd be $500 and something to get this phone online, I guess. But I think it would be cheaper. Maybe you might pay $300, which tells you how much we're being overcharged here. You might pay $300 to $400. I'm not sure how much you pay. Let me actually Google that as well. Let me Google that. A Galaxy. Let me just do voice search. Galaxy A55 price in the US. So yep, $335 is the typical price it says here on Amazon.com. So you pay a typical price of $335. Meanwhile, so wait. Let me do voice search again. Dollar to rand.
$1 equals 18 South African rands and 9 cents.
So 335. Oh my God. So in the US, you'd be paying the equivalent of 6,000 rand. Here, we're paying 10,000, 11,000, 12,000, 13,000, depending on where you get it. I remember going to, like I said, I went to the mall and they said 13,000. I was like, you people are your damn mind. Because online it was saying 10,000. I'm not overpaying like that. I think I bought for like 9.5 or something, actually. So if I tried to get it at the mall, I would have paid almost 3,000 rand more, 4,000 rand more, depending on where you are. Because the different stores are saying different things to me. So in the US, y'all are paying 4,000 rand less at least, which is unbelievable, the way they're charging us here. Anywho, I digress. The point is, people assume that was such a long tangent. People assume that Android phones are cheap and useless or something. I don't know. And iPhone represents status. Apple products represent status, which is it's marketing, guys. Apple marketed in such a way to create that perception, but it's not true. And in fact, there are so many phones out there that offer different things that a lot of people that just buy iPhones blindly don't realize they'll be big fans of if they just explore their options. If you just venture out of the Apple bubble, you might find that you're actually happy with other products, because a lot of people just follow trends constantly. They never know what's out there for them, and they fall into these marketing traps. It's marketing. That's all it is. The Google Pixel is a sick phone, and for a long time, Google Pixel had the best smartphone camera of any phone. So there's this perception that iPhone has the best cameras. They have great cameras, don't get me wrong, but for a long time, the phone that held that crown was the Google Pixel. These past couple years, maybe the past 2 years or so, they've kind of been dropping the ball there. And Apple and Samsung have been in charge. But even when Google Pixel dropped the ball and didn't wear that crown, like Samsung was wearing the crown for a while. I think last year a lot of these tech YouTubers, reviewers were crowned the Samsung S23 Ultra, I believe. I don't know. I don't know which phone they crowned, but I was seeing a lot of people saying the Samsung had the best camera. So even if you want to debate which phone has the best camera, it's very close, guys. It's very, very close, to the point where, like, you can't go wrong with any. Even if you choose an iPhone, if you choose a Samsung, if you choose this brand, choose that brand, you can't go wrong, because they're all amazing. But the perception is that you should get a phone that uses the Android operating system. You just have trash cameras, trash phone, trash everything. It's just perception. People buy into that marketing, and it's very weird. And this is mainly in the States. I was actually reading about how So this is represented by statistics, but in the US, you're more likely to get bullied in school if you have an Android phone, which is genuinely positive. That they actually measure this. That people are actually kids are more likely to get bullied if it's found out that you have an Android phone, which is so stupid. It's just a phone, guys. Again, Android phone. Android is not a phone brand; it's an operating system. So let's say you have a Samsung, or you have a Google phone, or you have a Asus phone, or whatever phone you have, right? People will be like, let's bully that kid because he's not like us, and it tells you how materialistic and consumerist people have become, where you literally bully someone because of the phone brand they own, which is so stupid. And with the dating apps, when you move from the dating app and you're texting now on the messaging apps, when iPhone users will get green checks from people who use Android phones. So if they see that this is a green check, they'll see, oh, this person has an Android phone. People are less likely to go out with you. You're less likely to meet them in person if they find out that you have an Android phone. They actually measured those stats. It's those occurrences. It's genuinely baffling that people actually factor that into their decision making with regards to who they're going to date. Because this person have an iPhone or a Samsung or whatever the case may be, depending on the phone they own, I might not go out with them. Now, I'll be honest. For me, when I see like a girl who doesn't own an iPhone, that is a signal to me that she's a free thinker. She doesn't follow the crowd. Not because I care what phone she uses. I mean, I couldn't care less, right? It's not that big of a deal to me. However, seeing someone, it could be with anything. It doesn't just have to be with smartphones. Seeing someone do something that's different, generally speaking, signals that this person thinks for themselves. But there are a lot of people who don't think for themselves. I remember like hanging out with this girl, and we were we'd sat down somewhere, and at some point, I don't know if she started talking. I don't know how. We just started talking about phones, I guess. And I found out she had an iPhone 7. This was like 2021. Yeah, this is 2021. So iPhone 7 by that point was very old. Let me Google when did iPhone 7 come out? September 6th.
September 16, 2016. According to Wikipedia, they were announced on September 7th, 2016 at the Bill Graham Civic Auditorium.
Okay, that's enough, Google. We don't need to go into all that. So yeah, September 2016. This girl in 2021 had an iPhone 7 that she just got it. She had gotten it recently, and she paid a lot of money for it, by the way. It was still very expensive. It would have, at that time, it would have cost, relative to that time, what my phone now would have cost. It would have cost the same as a mid-budget phone, because they're so old. You're not paying full price for it, obviously. So it would have been like a mid-budget phone in terms of pricing. But in 2021, the amount of great Android phones for that range that she could have gotten, was insane. Like, she could have gotten a really good phone with better cameras, by the way, because this is a phone in 2016. Camera technology had improved significantly. They were talking about 5 years, essentially. And 5 years in the tech world is a lifetime. It's so long, and the bar rises so far. So even the budget phones become very, very good. Cheap phones get very good, and the expensive phones get even better. So, but by that point, a mid-budget phone is doing things that a high-budget phone from 5 years ago could never dream of doing. So she could have gotten a really great Android phone, quote unquote. Like, she could have gotten a great Samsung, for example, for that price that she paid for the iPhone 7. But she was so attached to the iPhone brand, and she wanted the perception of class and status, So she got iPhone instead. And meanwhile, she's genuinely getting a lesser experience. But she knows that it's a status symbol. People will be like, oh, she has iPhone, she's cool. Even though it's old as hell. And I don't even know if it ends up having the effect you want it to have, because people will be like, why does she have an iPhone 7 in 2021? Some people might be, you know how some people are. I don't think it's that deep, guys. Like, if someone has an old, it's funny. It's like, if I meet someone with an iPhone 6 in 2024, for example, I'll be like, that's crazy, bro. But it's like, I'm not, it doesn't make me want to associate with you less or anything of that nature. It's just funny because it's so old. But some people genuinely don't give a fuck. Like, they're just like, it works for me. I love my phone and I don't need a new one. So I respect it. But some people genuinely stress themselves out. Like, oh my gosh, I can't be seen with this. Oh no, like, oh no, guys, it's not that serious, man. It's not that serious. Relax. So, people need to get out of that and realize that there are so many options for you when it comes to smartphones, and iPhone is not the be all and end all. The iPhone is not the be all and end all. Don't get me wrong. Again, Apple makes great products, high end, very technically marvelous products. But so does Google, so does Samsung, so does Asus. Xiaomi makes great phones. Bro, back in the day, there was a brand, OnePlus. I mean, OnePlus still makes phones. They're not what they used to be, but they used to make sick phones in high school. I remember, like, the OnePlus was a great brand. Nothing is the new brand, and the Nothing phone is very cool. Like, guys, oh my god, man, like some of y'all could really be out here flexing on your homies. Like, you could pull out the Nothing phone. It looks very cool, even though it looks a lot like an iPhone. It still has features and like visual features, like physical features that distinguish it from other brands. You could pull that and people will be like, what the hell is that? And then you can show, and like, even the software is pretty cool, and people will be very impressed. But because people like just love following the crowd and caving into these social pressures, you end up just being the same as everyone else. So you might do your research and find that you still love Apple products, which is fine too. I'm not saying Apple's bad. I'm not saying that owning an iPhone in and of itself is whack. It's not. They make great phones. They have great cameras. I don't like the software. Me personally, the software is not for me. I've used Apple products in the past. I've owned Apple products in the past. I'm not a fan. I'm just not a fan of the software. It's not great for me. But some people might use it and realize that they actually genuinely like Apple products, and that's great. But I think a lot of the people that own these products just haven't really explored other options. It's just like they just don't want to be seen using Android products. Android products, again, it's Android, it's an operating system. But anyway, they don't want to be seen using Android phones because of the perception, which is that's the thing that's whack. That's what's whack. It's not caring so much what people think, depriving yourself of genuinely good experiences because you're trying so hard to fit in. So yeah, y'all should think about that. Now I'm thinking to myself, because how much could I have, what phone could I have gotten if I was in the States and I had the budget that I had for this phone? So let's say $2 again, and then hold on. So I paid what? Let's say just round it up to 10,000. I paid about 11,000. Well, okay, look, but that included like phone case and all these other things. So I won't include that. So that's like $552. So let's ask Google, what phone can I get for $550 in the US? I could have gotten a Google Pixel apparently. So it's saying cheap phones for under $500. So let's see what I could have gotten. My God, it's asking for like cookies. Cookies. No, I don't want cookies. So you can get like a budget iPhone, iPhone SE. Google Pixel 8a is like, it looks so nice to me. I like how it looks. $450 for Google Pixel 8a. So let's Google actually. So the OnePlus 12R is $400. So let's Google Pixel 8. Google Pixel 8 price in US. $550. Yeah, that's exactly the budget I would have had. I could have, damn, that's crazy, bro. I could have, whoa. So if I lived in the States with the, oh my, guys, this is nuts. Guys, this is actually nuts. If I lived in the States, I could have gotten a Google Pixel 8, which is like, I've always wanted to own a Google, not always, because it hasn't always been out, but like, yeah, I just want to own a Google Pixel. Like, it's just like, I was just saying, I'm such a fan. But I know for a fact, if it came here to say, I'd pay twice the amount y'all are paying over there. And look, I don't like contracts. I could get a cell phone contract. You pay the monthly fee for like 2 or 3 years. I don't know. I think some of these cell phone contracts are 36 months, so it might be 3 years. But I don't want to do that. It's too long of a period, and I don't know if you can like pay lump sums, like just try and end the contract as early as possible. I don't know if they'll allow you to do that. I'm not sure if that's how those contracts work. I think you have to pay that amount every month. That exact amount, I'm not sure. I don't want to be in any sort of contract. I'd rather pay for my phone in cash, and then I know that I'm sorted. I don't have to worry about anything. The phone is mine. I own it. It's mine. I'm done paying. So with this phone I have now, I saved up and I bought it, and it's mine. And it's great. I like it, except for the microphone. I would have loved to have been filming with it, but I have to use my old phone, which has the camera's not great and whatnot, but its microphone. Y'all love these microphones. These microphones have gotten many compliments because they're just great. They're very sensitive and loud. Like the audio is loud. The audio they record is loud. Versus like this one has it's a great camera, great front camera and back cameras, but the microphones are trash. The microphones are trash or dookie. So it's like I can't use it to record my videos. It's just not ideal. Anywho, and this phone costs less than half. This phone I'm using now, it costs less than half what the new phone costs, which is insane. All these microphones so good. If these ones are so bad, the new ones are so bad anyway. So yeah, I don't like contracts. I'd rather pay in cash, and then I'm sorted. So if I was in the States, I could have taken my money and bought a brand new Google Pixel 8, like a proper Google Pixel 8, for $550. That's nuts, bro. Wait, how much is a Google Pixel 8 Pro? Let me Google that. Let me Google. Google Pixel 8 Pro price in the US. It says $80 here. That doesn't make any sense. It's saying starting from $1,000. That makes no sense. Because how is the Google Pixel 8 $550 and the Pro's $1,000? Huh? Bro, just show the price, man. Oh, this is from $999. There's no way. So yeah, they can't afford that. That's double. Almost double. So yeah, it seems generally the price is like so let's go back to the Google store. Let's see. Google Pixel. So 8A is 500. And then, but what? I just want to see the Google Pixel 8. Where is it? Let me say Google Pixel 8 on the search bar. So on the Google store, the Pixel 8 is $700. So maybe I was lied to. I don't know. Let's see price options. Yeah, it says from $600. Well, I'm sure you can get it cheaper on other sites. I like the color options. Really nice color options here. But now I'm starting to think I was lied to. Let's say, oh my God, I'm seeing the Pixel 9 here. It looks so good, man. Google Pixel 8 price in US. Let's see. Huh? Why is this phone available on this local? Oh, guys. I think I was wrong. I think I was wrong about these phones not being available in my country, South Africa. Because I'm seeing it on this app called Take a Lot, which is like a local like delivery, like online store where you buy stuff and they deliver it to you. And the official seller of this product is Google. So you're not getting it from some shifty seller. Google themselves is selling the phone. And it ships in 3 to 5 days. But it's like 19,000 Rand. So I'll be paying about 9,000 Rand more. I'm sure I could get it. Yeah, I'd get it for a lot cheaper in the US. A lot cheaper. They only have the obsidian option. They only have the obsidian color. But it's nice to know that it's available here. So maybe the Google Pixel 9 is right. Man, I've gone on. I need to leave. I'm sorry. This video is like 40 minutes of me talking about the Google Pixel. Anyway, let me know what you think in the comments. Let me know what you think in the comments. You're not allowed to pray at the end of my videos. Dear Father God, thank you for this individual watches right now. Thank you for making them whole, unique, and God, and what I've heart towards peace, prosperity, and purpose. Thank you for blessing this person with wonderful people in their life who love them, take care of them, and bring the absolute best out of them. And thank you for maintaining the ones that are there to do the same thing. Thank you for blessing this person with love and marriage, to sustain that love and marriage, and making them very, very, very happy. Thank you for blessing this person with a spirit of gratitude so they can give thanks for all the wonderful things in life, and by giving that, them find peace, contentment, and attract even more blessings. Let your presence be felt in this person's life so they know that your God, that you will, that your love and always will be there for them. Good health, long life, and happiness over this person and everyone they care about. In my name, I pray in Jesus' name, I pray. Amen, 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 amen.